Krishna is the independent personality of Godhead. No one can dictate to him. You see, of course, in love he may accept to do something. That is also his independence. He is the reservoir of all the best qualities, of all good qualities. Even the qualities which in this material world appear to be bad are good in him. So naturally he has got compassion, he has loving nature, mercy, friendliness, forgiveness, benevolence. He has so many qualities. Therefore naturally, if someone surrenders to him and takes him as his eternal master, as his friend, the Krishna is not one who cannot reciprocate. He is more able than anyone else. But no one can make any demand over Krishna. Apart from love, there is no other call which Krishna. Even then Krishna is independent. It is not that he has to listen to anyone. He may choose to listen to his loved one. He may accept that position out of his causeless, inconceivable mercy and qualities. But he is independent. He can do as he pleases. If some devotee takes Krishna for granted, takes the spiritual master for granted, then immediately his devotional service is hampered. I have done so much for my spiritual master or Krishna. It's the same thing. We don't serve Krishna except through the spiritual master. So now what he is going to do for me? He is not giving me enough mercy. Why he is giving this God brother so much mercy? I am better than he is. I have done more service. I am more sincere in every respect. I am so much more intelligent. What is that person is a rascal? The spiritual master contains, in respect to his disciples, the same quality as the personality of Godhead. He is completely independent. He can give or withhold his mercy as he pleases. No obligation. If a disciple does not follow, the spiritual master is not obligated. He can give his mercy according to the way he sees it. Either neglect he may give his mercy or by attention. One can lament or can pray to get some attention, that's another thing. But he cannot demand. There's no demand that can be laid on Krishna. Even some devotees, they may be, just like Narada Muni. He was meditating on Krishna, his holy name and chanting, and suddenly Krishna appeared to him. And then Krishna disappeared. When Krishna appeared, Narada Muni was taken to the heights of ecstasy, of complete jubilation at meeting his long-lost Lord. And in a moment, Krishna disappeared, and he was cast down into the pits of desperation. Where is Krishna? Again, he tried to adjust his sitting position. He tried to do the pranayama. He tried the mantra. He tried any ways that he had done before, how to again bring back Krishna. But Krishna is not subject to come by any mechanical means, by gymnastics or by, you see, even by practice of devotional service, by sadhana bhakti. Krishna is obligated to come. You cannot say that if I perform, you see, 3 lakhs of names, and the 300,000th name, Krishna must appear. You see, there's no such mechanical process. That even if you do for 1 crore births chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna does not have to come. There's no obligation. They said one can go on practicing devotional service for 1 crore births chanting Hare Krishna without saying Krishna. If one does not avoid offenses in his devotional service, then he won't make progress.